Got Carnival is brought to you by KFC.
Better days are coming, coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, what we gonna do now? There's no panorama. Hey, we got jump up and play mass in the savannah.
I see no future for Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago in the months ahead. And today I can put everybody on notice. Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago in 2021 is not on.
When I heard there was no Carnival 2021, I thought it was a big joke.
Well, I would prefer not to speak about that, because I might cry.
I was disappointed, but not surprised.
I felt hurt.
We looked at it as an opportunity rather than something that was negative.
I felt that it was the perfect opportunity for us to highlight and showcase everything that Carnival means to us.
Right here in the backyard.
Carnival is freedom. Freedom to express yourself in movements. Because I could tell what you want on the road without even, because the music too loud, so you can't really hear me, so I'll be like, and you'll be like, two.
From the history of how Carnival started, it was an opportunity for us to express freedom, freedom and through music, through art, this is how we express that.
Carnival is really a euphoria where when you come here, you have the opportunity to be what you want and experience what you like in very different ways.
Carnival is really a spirit, and it embodies so many aspects of the culture. For my sector in particular, I mean, people would more or less be focused on the events and the mass itself. But I do believe that Carnival is much more than that.
I will never ever change. I'm a happiness everywhere I go. I'm a happiness.
A typical Carnival season, hectic, for want of a better word. Well, it starts, like all now, we would have been practicing, go to like about 11, 12. And as you go a little further on, you get closer to competition, you reach 1, 2, and at times semi-final and finals, you reach 3, sometimes 4 in the mornings, It's a nice buzz, It is a joy to be here.
Before people know about me as the Groovy Soca Monarch champion, I've been involved releasing soca tracks every single year, and also I've been a songwriter for a lot of the names that you guys familiar with. Go Hard by Marshall Montano and Skinny Fabulous. We go hard, till we don't back down from no vibes at all. Freedom by Lyrical. Close your eyes and feel how freedom does feel. And also Back to Basics by Aaron Duncan. We going back to basics again, let me tell you. 2019 coming into 2020 was the period where I resigned from my full-time job and I decided to go full-time with music. So it's been a surprise for people seeing me in the forefront on the Soca Monarch stage because I've never entered the competition before. 2020 was the first time entering and we will see the result of that.
A typical Carnival season for me is a lot of shows, sleepless nights, a lot of interviews, getting music done, getting the preparation of videos done, back and forth with writers, management. Just a very busy life, tiring life, but enjoyable. Preparing to fly out. All now I wouldn't have been here. Yeah, I got it. If I started crying in this video, don't laugh. Before winning, I actually was deciding to give it a rest, singing on the whole, because I was draining my bank account. And actually, to tell the truth, I had like 5,740 something dollars in my account at that time. And I was just like, you know what, I just need to keep this back for my son because I don't want to take the chance to spend it and I have no way of making it back. I was disappointed because after knocking on the door for so long to get this grand prize, and then it felt like it was taken away at the same time. I had a lot of shows in the UK that I was expecting to go to. I mean, it wasn't like if I never traveled before. I've been traveling, but this was traveling with a title. You know, it was different, and for years there haven't been a calypsonian that would have been doing this amount of traveling because of the song Megan, because I was singing about Prince Harry and Megan, so I was getting a lot of shows in the UK. Yes, I was kind of hurt to see that I've done all of that, spend my last, do this, come and win, to come on here, gosh.
After winning the title and then the announcement of there's no carnivals, all the cancellations of the events across the world, it definitely affected me in numerous ways. It affected me financially because now music has been my bread and butter, and the revenue earned from performing, you know, is an entire year of revenue that I have lost, you know, not actually seeing the fans and meeting the fans and performing. I've also lost the opportunity to see the fans that I've now earned, you know, as the Groovy Monarch title. So I lost the opportunity to meet them, see them, perform for them, see them live, and build that audience, not just firsthand, but also through social media, you know, through connecting with them that way.
Right now, you check around, it's really a sad feel for most of the panelists. Apart from the joy of participating, there are a lot of people who made a living of this, and you know it's going to be extremely difficult for them. Thankfully and luckily, last year we decided we were going to have something, and to try and keep the band functioning, try and help the culture, keep the culture alive, try and keep some of the artists employed, and we decided to have a concert. That has been keeping us active for the last 3 months. Added to that, there are other plans that we have. We would like to host events during the Carnival season here, all right? Like for instance, there's an event that we host every year. That's Jazz in the Village. That's on the Wednesday before Carnival, where we host all sorts of jazz artists here. We could safely, with the COVID restrictions, we have a lot of space. But it depends on the authorities if they give us approval.
So I'm still putting forth my contributions. I have my Calypso song. I also, in order to keep myself active and help others at the same time, I do shows with WAC. I throw my own show with WAC, which is called Calypso Fest. With Calypso now, a lot of the artists feels it more because Calypso does only be heard like for 3 weeks for the Carnival. That's the 10th, only 3 weeks. The Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then after the March Gras, that's it, until the next 3 weeks for following year. So with this way, they come, they sing 2 songs, and at the end of the show, after a week, you get paid. And that's what I've been putting my time to, because I don't think that I should have a title and just sit back and wait to see if I get it again.
2020 into 2021, it inspired a different drive, you know, in me. The determination and the hunger to actually be better at what I do is what was inspired. And also it provided the opportunity for me to dig deep and think about my purpose in the industry, and also work on that ambition, which is unselfishness. So it's definitely not about what I am to do as an entertainer, but what we can do as patriots of soca music, calypso music, and our culture. So I've been working on that, and this is why it's important for me to not just put out music on my own, but to also work with all the artists in the industry, and not just the established ones, but the younger ones, and encourage them to get involved.
Cause I feel good like if I win the lottery. I don't worry, God, I feel so happy. Better days are coming, coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, what we gonna do now? There's no panorama. Hey, we catch up and play mass in the savannah.
Key elements I would say for a perfect virtual event is the opportunity in some way to enjoy it with your friends and family.
Virtual event should be hybrid in the sense of a socially distanced COVID-19 protocol followed physical event, as well as something streaming for persons that want to stay home or persons out of the country.
You have to entice people's eyes because they're not there to actually enjoy it. So whatever you have to show them, it has to be presented properly.
Honestly, I don't think Carnival could function in this realm or this world as we're in right now.
Carnival in Trinidad is wine jam, a lot of touching, a lot of having fun. So it's a challenge.
So for me, the perfect virtual event is really something that is pre-packaged, edited, put together nicely as a very tight TV online event with nice production elements, nice effects, nice lighting, screens in the back, something that fashions after those international shows like America's Got Talent, Voice, etc. I think we now have the opportunity to create something like that and put it to the world, to showcase Trinidad and Tobago's culture in a very different way.
In respect to virtual spaces, I think there are possibilities. It will never replace a physical wine or a physical experience or the atmosphere, the electric atmosphere of a carnival fete or event or an experience, right? But I do believe that it has its space in how the world is progressing, and I think it should be tapped into because we don't want to be left behind. I am trying to create an event, a show, a production on Carnival Monday and Tuesday called Mass. And really and truly it's supposed to represent the triad of Carnival itself, which is Pan, Calypso, and Mass. I think for this production, it's really to tell a story, right? And if I'm telling my version of a story of Carnival and its pillars, for example, I have to make it experiential, I have to make it interactive, and I also have to make it educational. Because in a sense, it's one thing to highlight and showcase the culture, but are you really educating the persons who are viewing the show? I think that's really important. So within the story itself, there's a little bit of education about our culture and the elements of our culture, and at the same time, it's something that is a show that everyone needs to see. Monday and Tuesday night, live audience, 4 acts based on the minstrel, the midnight rubber, the Pero Grenade, and the Jamet.
So people can expect to see a Chutney Soca Monarch that is very different. We're going to be pre-recording the shows and packaging it into 3 different segments. So 2 of the segments are going to deal with the semi-finals. We have 36 artists in the semi-final event. So we're breaking that into 2 segments of 18 and 18. Of course, the show is going to be interactive. So we have people that will be able to text for their favorite artists. Of course, there will also be judges. One of the things that we're doing very differently in Chutney Soca Monarch this year is we have TV judges. So we're setting it up very similar to an AGT kind of scenario, where the TV judges, after the performances, will make a short comment to the artists. We will also have someone on the side of the stage doing backstage interviews so that we get 10 to 20 seconds of a little bit of the artists, who they are, etc., etc. And then side stage reactions. So we have a full production that is planned that I think would be very interesting and makes for a very good TV product, right? The final, of course, is going to be aired on the 13th of February, which is Carnival Saturday, and that is also going to be an event that is pre-recorded. We are pre-recording all the events at South Napa, SAPA. So we have a magnificent stage setting there, and we will be able to do all the things that we usually do on a big stage at Guaracara Park or Skinner Park. And it will entail all the elements that people are accustomed seeing in Chutney Soca Monarch. So you will have a show that has the artists, the presentation, the dancers, we will have guest performances, we will have everything that you could possibly want and expect to get in Chutney Soca Monarch. We also took the opportunity this year to appoint agents in Guyana, New York, and Toronto, and we gave them the authority as representatives of CSM to encourage the artists in those areas to register. So we had several artists that registered from those territories, submitted their music, and today 9 out of the 36 artists that are performing at the semi-final are actually coming from those foreign territories. In years gone by, we have had foreign artists taking part, but we've never reached out to them in the manner in which we were able to reach out to them in 2021. So I think that, and the fact that they don't have to travel to Trinidad is also a big plus for them, because here they are now, the agents that we have in all the territories have the responsibility to record live performances, send it to us via the internet, right, in a format that we can use. And remember, because we are now pre-packaging the show, that is edited into the show, so there's a free, smooth flow, right, of the show on the night. So you wouldn't even know that these people are not even here.
Actually, no, I didn't watch any, but I had friends who will tell me that they watch and they will miss Carnival because of the event.
Where we actually purchased a virtual ticket for Soca in Mocha, and we had a backyard jam in our yard.
Yeah, I've been taking in the radio station one.
Yes, I would. According to the price, I would. 200 TT, yeah, 200 TT is the most I will pay to watch an event online. Yeah.
The $100. The $100, that's okay, Mocha, but I'm not paying 300 to sit and watch no fete. That's not right.
All right, if I had to pay $0, the reason being is because it wouldn't be you wouldn't get the full experience as before, though, to be honest.
Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same.
What we do is your sound, lighting, generators, that whole LED screens, big screens and stuff. That's what we do to make it good for you to enjoy and have fun. A typical carnival season starts from like November, right? Because the amount of pre-production, pre-planning one has to do for being involved in live events and production and that kind of thing is a lot of stuff you have to put in place in November. Carnival is a celebration. It's a meeting of people, going to the panyards, calypso tent, shows, fetes, and that kind of thing. And if people cannot come together, yes, we have been doing virtual. As a matter of fact, this is our virtual system here right now. But part of it, that yes, we're doing virtual, right? But people still can't come together. So at the end of the day, yes, we're coping, and we're trying to simulate, create an environment where people could probably have a bit of enjoyment, because to have Carnival here today and not have it tomorrow, that could give you a heart attack, you know, right? So you have to do something to make it kind of cushion, to make it kind of easy. So yes, we have the virtual events, that kind of thing, but there's nothing for me to replace Carnival. Understanding how pandemics, how they are. I mean, this is the first pandemic that we are living. I think nearly all of us in Trinidad and Tobago, or unless who are here more than 100 years, but then they would know probably. But it's the first pandemic that we are experiencing. So reading up about pandemics and understanding the sciences as well, I am of the view, and I was very confident that it will not happen 2021. So yes, the PM made it formal and said, yes, we're not going to have Carnival in 2021. But from where I sit, I was totally aware it will not happen. What we try to do with the technology we have, my technical support staff, the knowledge we have from engineering, the equipment we have, what we created is a package to make your event as live as possible. One of the things we also do now is, because we're also a Zoom reseller, we have what we create, what you call a virtual audience. So when the event is happening, the artist, person presenting could see a full virtual audience to give you that feel that, yes, I'm performing, I'm talking to an audience. So yes, our main core, which is your live events division, that's the one that got the hardest hit. Because you're not going to have live events. I mean, you live live events every single day, from live events, from conferences, shows, fetes, name it. You had to put other systems in place and then look at the other areas that you do to see how best you could improve those areas. So this is what we did since last June. We kind of did some training, we trained staff, made some adjustments to the company, and to cater for this now.
A couple of the brands that I work with and other agencies and corporations, I will help to execute events that they would do within the Carnival season. So they would do executions in parties, and my team will go there to do live social media streaming, take pictures for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and all of those regular stuff. So that was what would keep me preoccupied most of the time. So for Carnival events, well, it definitely affected us because we kind of took a step back and decided not to do anything virtual. And that is really just because we have our own business, which is in digital advertising. Due to the pandemic, actually, we had an increase in business. Obviously, persons couldn't do their regular sort of advertising, whether it's in-store promotion or samples or whatever the case may be. So a lot of businesses move from the traditional sense to more building websites, making Facebook pages, making Instagram pages. So from the Carnival perspective, we didn't have the opportunity to do events like we did like, but obviously now we have the opportunity to relate with a little more brands and at least build that aspect of the business. With the COVID-19 pandemic and then with technology and innovation, obviously, naturally, things would change and traditions naturally would progress or be altered to some sort of way to ensure that it fits in the actual century that it's in. But however, I think it's very important for the persons in charge of organizations or the leaders of committees or bands or different groups that they stay set in their foundations, whatever the background may be. So for a good example for me is stick fighting. The idea of going to the fete and getting a drink or going to the fete and eating the food, whether it's all-inclusive or not, I feel like that has kind of dialed back. I mean, yes, you could do it at home, but I think that dynamic is a bit different. So I feel like that kind of limits what person want to experience in a fete. I still feel that there's a lot of potential, and I think there's a lot of innovation that can go into it, hopefully to just kind of keep things going for this year, maybe into next year, because we're not too sure what is the case with 2022 Carnival either. But I think that it is the opportunity for us to innovate and also fix flaws and issues that we would have had previously, and to kind of see how we could now hit the ground running when eventually physical events do come back. Right now we're at El Pau in Santa Cruz. It's a venue that my family and I intended to launch for maybe at the end of 2020 in the time for Carnival 2021. Unfortunately, due to COVID, things kind of roadblocks came anyway, and that kind of affected us in a big way. What we intended to do was create this venue or this space for promoters, soca artists, anyone within the culture to kind of host events. I mean, even weddings, whatever you need to do, you have the opportunity to do it here. Obviously now we have to make adjustments due to COVID-19 and the social distancing protocol and things. So we have now tried to readjust what we're doing, and we kind of more focusing on like doing like movie nights and different things that I guess would abide by the protocols, and obviously now waiting on the advice of the government to let us know when we could come back out and film.
What's my song? Backyard Jam.
Every house is rude. Every house is rude. Every home is rude. I'm not sure what it is, but every house is rude.
Here on Duncan, double trouble.
Down in the meat, down in the meat, down in the meat. Like down in the meat, man.
G6 Production.
This is Richard Trumpet.
And your boy Timmons.
And DJ Elon. Check us out 6 to 9 right here on Next 99.1 Monday to Friday for the TNT Morning Show.
Yeah, and today's Next 99.1 Soca Pick of the Week is none other than our brother Swappy with God is a Trinity. Yes, man!
The tide is high, I know. I'm on it very slow. They checked in the fire, yo. Car payment and mortgage due. You don't know what you go do when the landlord calling you. Permit yes, no answer so. Outside building 22. I remember the day when it had the crazy sound. Thunder, rolling, water, flowing. Yes, I know how it is. Please don't take it down. 365 days, I say, God is a Trinity. God is a Trinity. From Sando to Togo, from Port of Spain to Piaco. God is a Trinity. God is a Trinity. All inside that Tobago, from Bacalet to the Scarborough. Don't worry now, I love you. 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 I feel your hunger pain, eating out from my drain. The globe is not the same, but the sun will rise again. Survival is to survive by trying to stay alive. Slip or fall or slip and slide. Keep your head up off, my brother. I remember the day when it had the crazy storm. Thunder, rolling, water, flowing. Yes, I know how it is. Please don't take it down. 365 days, I say.
God Carnival was brought to you by KFC.